How many more terror attacks in London does it have to take in order for the liberal establishment to acknowledge that this isn't some group of rednecks and inbreds that are griping about a problem that doesn't exist? One of their common replies is, well, you don't get mad at attacks in the third world, even though they happen all the time in Iraq and in Pakistan. But they don't forget that there have been bombings and attacks in third world countries that we've been very mad about, including those attacks, but also including, if you remember, less than 2 weeks ago in Egypt against the oldest Christian community in the world. And I'm not a Christian, so this isn't me looking after my own. And in fact, I actually omitted it, but against the Philippines last week, I believe. A horrendous terror attack taking over an entire city. And the liberal press said nothing. They don't care. They don't care that an Asian Catholic country is basically being slaughtered. They're being victimized on a daily basis by these murderers who, what does our policy in the Middle East have to do with attacking the Philippines? The Philippines is an Asian country in the Catholic faith, believing in the Catholic faith, I should say. So, what are they going to have to see in order to understand that we have to look at the problem in its face and acknowledge that Islamic jihad terrorism is a real thing. It has to do with the religion. This is not something that you can divorce from the Islamic religion. And I'm not saying this to attack Muslim people, because I've worked with a lot of Muslims. I've gone to school with them too. In every community there are normal people and there are people that are abnormal. It doesn't matter what community it is, but we're trying to address an issue, and trying to go and pussyfoot around it and walk on eggshells is not addressing the problem. And I'll address those people right now that are saying, why don't you care about those terror attacks in the third world? Well, you don't care about them either. You're not pissed off about what's happening in Nigeria. The most that you've done in order to deal with that is show Michelle Obama with a hashtag that says bring back our girls in Nigeria. And you never did anything about the Islamic terrorism that's taking place in countries like Sudan. So I'll answer your question. Why is it that we in the West take it more seriously when it happens in London? London is the center of Western civilization, okay? And if you talk about intellectually, London is the place where our system of government came from. And it's such a public area. And the places where these are happening, not just in London, but in Manchester as well, those are places where we consider they're the center of our civilization as Western countries. And this is not a racial element, okay? Because there's people of all races that live there. There's Chinese people that live in Britain. There are people from sub-Saharan Africa that live there. There are Muslims that live there that they have to deal with this. There are people from, the West Indies that live in England. So this is not an issue of race, okay? We're talking about the jihadist movements taking aim at the fundamental core of our society. And if you're not angry at it, then when your town gets hit by it, then don't object to people not caring about you either. That's why we're done just waiting for you to wake up. If you're not going to wake up now, you're never going to wake up. You might die in your sleep. And that's the message that should be taken from this latest horrific tragedy in London. And I wish the best for the British people, and that you make the right choice this week and reject the people that are telling you to go to sleep and die in your sleep.